Hello, my name is Charles from IHMG Creations. Thank you so much for purchasing this resource. This is a quick tutorial on how to access the Google Slides presentation, as well as some ideas of how you can use it effectively in your distance learning or traditional classroom. When you download the PDF file, go to page 3, and here are some important links for you. So this is the Google Slides presentation link, which I'll show you in a moment. This is the teacher tutorial that you're watching now. And for each of the 4 books that are included in this resource right now, there is a YouTube read aloud that I created. So if you can't read this book to your students, or if your students don't have access to the book, just share this link with them and then they can have access to the text. Let's go ahead and open up the Google Slides presentation. When you do that, you're going to be asked to make a copy. Please go ahead and do that. And that ensures that you'll have your own version of this presentation, so you can make changes and edits. You can rearrange slides. You can isolate slides, and I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. So once you open up that resource, then you'll have you'll have 4 books at the moment that you can look at. Now, as I add more books to this resource, I will send out an updated version of this resource. So check your email or check your my purchases just to see if there's any updates, because I hope to get more out this school year and then over the summer. Now, the purpose of this was to create a resource in which you could fit your economics and personal financial literacy standards into your reading lessons, because I know it's really hard to fit those standards in. So this is just a resource to do that. So the 4 books right now that I have on there are One Hen, How One Small Loan Made a Big Difference, A Chair for My Mother, Uncle Jed's Barbershop, and Beatrice's Goat. So let's take a look at Uncle Jed's Barbershop. So Uncle Jed's Barbershop is a really neat story about Uncle Jed, who is a African American barber in the South, right around in the early 1900s, and he has a dream of opening up his own barbershop. So in each of these books, there are 5 comprehension questions. There are 2 math questions. And then there are 2 economics or personal financial literacy questions. So it's just, I wanted to make this a resource that you can utilize across the board. So you can use one resource to meet multiple standards. Now, if you are in a distance learning classroom, you can share this with your students over Google Classroom. If you have not been using Google Classroom, I encourage you to check it out. And if you have any questions on how to do that, let me know and I can help you get started. If you are in a traditional learning environment, you can share these on your projector. You can print them off. So you have lots of different ways you can use this. Now I'm going to show you how to isolate just one book at a time, so that you can use this as over the course of several weeks. So I'm going to isolate the slides for Kojo the Entrepreneur. And this is one of my all-time favorite children's book. It's based on a true story of a boy named Kojo who lives in Western Africa. And his mom takes out this loan from the people in her village. They have this loan program, and she has a few coins left over. He borrows those coins. He buys 1 hen, and then ends up, by the end of the book, having the biggest farm in all of Western Africa. So it's a really cool story. Now, once you highlight the slides that you want, go to File, Make Copy, Selected Slides. And you can just call this Kojo for now. So what that's going to do is going to create a separate document with just those slides. So then at this point, you could kind of share these slides with your students, either through Google Classroom, or you can project them. You can, if you're doing like a Zoom meeting or Microsoft Teams or Google Meets meeting, you could share your screen and go over these. So that's how you isolate the slides. Now, if you click on the picture, it will take you to that YouTube read aloud that I was talking about. So, and if you share this with your students, then they can go to that read aloud as well. So, and then, like I said, then you just have those slides here. So, if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me by emailing me at ihmgcreations@gmail.com. And if you have any books that you would like me to add to this resource, please let me know. And there's also a version of this for 3rd through 5th graders. So check that out as well. That's a little bit more in depth. It has more questions. The students can type their answers in. There's more activities, and then it's also available in a PDF. So for the younger kids, I thought this was just a good way to integrate this into your classroom. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your school year.